Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Shakti Spiral, the dark we have going on. I might fix my mic here. Welcome, welcome. My name is Shakti, and I am the High Priestess for Luxunis International and the Shakti Spiral. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, I welcome you. This is such an exciting place to be. We have fabulous people. So if you're on the chat or if you can get on the chat, please do so because there's so many wonderful people there. And we have our moderator. So thank you for that, for being here. So yes, let's talk about also that today is the beginning officially of the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, the year of the boar or the pig. So it's the Earth, if I'm right, the Earth boar. So this is about Earth signing. It's very, very indicative of what happened in 2007. So whatever feelings that you were going through in 2007, there's a lot of that energy kind of coming back around. You know, we make that full and complete cycle. And so here we are years later, now again in the year of the pig. And let's talk a little bit about that really quickly. It was fun. Some little fun tidbits that I learned along the way too. I'm in no way, so if you are really kind of versed in the Lunar New Year, I would love to hear what your ideas are, or your information is in the chat. So go ahead and leave it there. But for me, what I understand about the Lunar New Year, this is a really solidify ideas, be creative, but it's also important to not be overindulgent, especially when it comes to things in finances, things and in any shape or form that you would find yourself overindulging in, maybe taking too much of a break or maybe taking too much time on something. So it's about kind of being, think about the pig, the pig likes to just kind of hunker down and kind of get comfy. And while that's good, and it's a good time to relax, especially if last year for you was really intense, give yourself a little bit of time and permission to relax and to take a breather, but don't stay there. So hello, Mr. Wallace. I see you're on. I'm so happy Mr. Wallace is working late tonight. Hello, Yvette. Hello, Wade Smith. Thank you for being here. Hi, Alex. And hello, Candy. So I'm glad you're all here live with me. This is really exciting, really exciting. So this is what the year of the pig is about, but it's also, the pig is a symbolic of good luck. So I know that in Germany, when we lived there for a little bit, you see the little cute marzipan pigs, and they were a symbol of good luck, of fortune, of wealth. And so that is also something to look at, especially maybe if you've been on the bleaker side of finances and things have been really kind of challenging for you. This is an upswing for you. And for those who may have had like a lot going on, it's time to just kind of see what you have and kind of take inventory and stock of that. So it's really exciting for those type of energies that are coming in. And there is an idea that if you have started projects and you're beginning things to change in business or to change in your life, that's really good if you've already begun those projects. And if you really haven't, it's a really good time to set foundation. What I love about the idea of the year of the pig is that the pigs are very intuitive. People maybe not see it that way, as an intuitive type of creature. However, or sentient being. Think about back in the days when they used to scout out for truffles. Truffles were rare, and even now they're kind of a high commodity and price range. I know working in the culinary field, when you have anything really truly infused with a truffle or a truffle dish, it's very decadent. It's very considered luxurious, and in that space it gets very pricey. When you're eating that type of a dish, and it's very opulent. And so the pigs, they were used, I don't know if they're still used today, but they were used to smell out the truffles in the forest. They were kind of assisting those to gather them. So think about that, how they can kind of snuff out opportunities. They can kind of smell and seek out those areas that we may not be intuitively aligned to. So that is really important to use the energy of the pig for that this year. Use the energy of snuffing out things or kind of intuitively going towards something that you may not have all the information for, but desire and seek. And let that energy of this new year, this Lunar New Year, guide you, right? And also, again, reminding those who maybe didn't get on last month when we began our new moon, our dark moon ceremonies for this new year, this is a year of the three. So the three is about, okay, the sacred trinity. It's about magic. It's about having that perfect trifecta, right? You have the point of say a triangle. So there's a lot of things creating your base and foundation now. You did a lot of work to upheaval and a lot of work to clear yourself of energies that maybe were challenging to let go of or to create and start. And now we're in the space of creating the foundation for them and really solidifying all the work that we did last year, bringing it into an understanding more cohesive, because there was so much chaos last year, a cohesive way of moving in the world, a way of navigating what you've created. So we have the blueprint. Now it's time to create the structure. Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you here. Oh, yes. So, yes, Yvette. So she says, I never knew about the meanings of the animals of the new year. This is so interesting. Yeah, so there's like a lot of information. I mean, Google is just a wealth of my wealth of information for you. You can look up the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, about the year of the pig or the boar, depending on how you're saying it. And this is also the earth pig. They have they have the metal, the wood, the fire. They use those elements as well. So but that it is an earth sign, that the earth pig that we're going into, or that we're in now. This is really good to also seed ideas, maybe not launch them so much as really creating, like I said, the foundation and seeding and fueling what you really would like. So the earth, when we work with earth magic, it's not as fast, of course, as fire. Right? Fire, we love that spark. We love to get things going and igniting things and really setting it on its way. But it only goes so far. It only propels so far. The fire is a quick magic, okay? What I love about earth is if you're trying to create something substantial, sometimes you need the fire magic to get you launched and get you going and fueling those inner fires to create or to do things. What I love about the earth magic is that it's sustainable. It's a constant. You can root your magic. Okay, so it's not just about taking off and having these really short ignites of spurts of energy, rooted. And this is what I love about earth, the earth signs. Say in the horoscope, the earth signs. That's what the Capricorn, the Taurus, and there's one more. What is it? The Capricorn, the Taurus. Of course, I know these things, but offhand, you're thinking about them. And not the Virgo. I think it's the Virgo. Is it Virgo? I think so. I think the Earth. I'm looking over at my assistant and she's just like, I think it's Virgo. So, yeah. And so if you notice those type of people, they're very rooted in their ideas. They're very rooted in the way they do things. They may do things a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, but when they do something, they really do it. And so I really appreciate those earth signs for that. And so if you're one of those, you probably understand what that feels like. You may not move really quickly, but once you do move, you move with direction. And this is a really good opportunity, especially say if you're not really gifted in doing that, if you're not really gifted in being sustaining yourself through long periods of determination or creativity or growing something. This energy will help you to do that, especially if you're like more of the air. Water just tends to do really well, but they're like in the ebb and the flow. Air can be all over the place. I know I'm a double air. So you need the earth signs. You need the earth signs to root you, to ground you, so you can do a sustained longevity of work. Okay, so think about how that is working in our favor, especially after we had such a dynamic last year. It was an intense year. So you have all that. You have the trifecta, the 3-year working for us. Earth, mind, body, spirit, however you want to put it. You have the 3 things, the mind, body, spirit, all working together to create a powerful foundation, especially if you did a lot of ridding yourself of things that didn't work, or you were shifting in your way of thinking, your environment, your world. All of that tends to lend to now what we're doing to create a better platform for creating a substantial life. So tonight, yesterday we entered into the dark moon. The new moon officially begins around the 7th and 8th day of February. We'll go into that, actually where the crescent starts to peek through the heavens and the celestial bodies. So you'll start to see her in more of her beautiful form. That's one of my favorite, the way when she looks in that little beautiful crescent. So Until then, what do we do? Well, we plan. We take time to nurture what we've done from the lunation, all the way from letting go of the full moon to this part. And we're in the space of, think of it, the womb, the great womb, the mother's womb. And in that space, we kind of go through a gestation period. We can let go. Is a really great time to banish what we don't want, okay? What we are really letting go of energy. So if you find yourself, especially for the past couple of days, feeling a little bit more emotional than normal, feeling a little bit more intense energies coming through, that's very normal for what we are going through right now. If you feel yourself feeling like you're questioning your life experiences, feeling like maybe you need to start to reinvent yourself, or going into a deeper methodical way of being in your life, all of that is very, very telling of the energies that are happening right now. So give yourself a little bit of chance to catch up with all of that you've been working with, whether it's been if your dreams have been intense and you've been doing a lot of clearing work through your dreams, or whether you're in the space of, oh my gosh, intense energy of emotion. Allow yourself to feel what you feel and let go. So that when you're making your plans for, say, February 7th, 8th, depending on where you are in the world, you can make them with an intense focus, with more of a grounded, right? We're working with that earth energy from the Lunar New Year, more of a grounded and longevity, a long term versus something very quick. Okay. So giving yourself that ability to do that. So Aquarius was what started off the cycle. So Aquarius being an air sign, a lot of movement, a lot of shifting. So that will help you to let go, to really be clear about what isn't working. If you find yourself kind of digging back into the old way of thinking, or some mind chaos is starting to chatter and go within in your thinking, you're maybe questioning changes that you've made or work that you've done, and you might find yourself kind of backpedaling a little bit, stop for a second and ask yourself why. A lot of times the ego likes to challenge what we've learned and what we've uncovered about ourselves, and challenge us to really make the changes that are necessary. So say you've made a change in certain habits, or maybe you're making more changes in organization as an example, and some things have happened to where you weren't very organized for a couple of days. You can revert back to the old way of being, and that's just didn't work for you, obviously, because you made changes for a reason. Or it can challenge you to really dig deeply, dig your heels in and say, these changes I've made for a reason, and therefore I'm going to continue to do what I need to do, and start to develop a discipline. So that's another thing that is really good right now. Discipline, developing the discipline and the habits that you may have not had before. You will be able to do so. You have support to create substantial new habits. But it takes effort, okay? So right now, if there's anything that's blocking you, or if there's a resistance to changing a mindset about maybe your career, your relationships, the way that you view yourself in the world, the way that you're putting yourself out in the world, now is a great time to revisit those aspects and decide if you're going to dig deep and you're going to go for it, or if you need to revamp some ideas, okay? Does anybody have any questions about that as I continue on? So just to keep going with the chat. I love it. So yeah, so there's a lot of that going on right now, and it's a really important space to always ask yourself, how do I feel in this moment? Is this working for me? Is this something that I want to continue doing? Or do I need to keep shifting and keep asking the questions, what's working? What do I need to let go of? And what do I need to call in? So tonight we're going to work a little bit with that. This is being, now that we're going in the February month, there's a lot of exciting things happening for me. If you've noticed, especially if you've been a seasoned veteran here with my dark moon, I know they're no longer called new moon because I do them more in the dark moon phase. Dark moon ritual, our gatherings, I used to call it One Ascension. One Ascension is now, we've evolved, and we're now Luxunis. And I just got in today, how fitting, I just got in today, and I'm going to share them with you because I think they're kind of exciting. They are exciting. My new business cards and all these new different things. You know it's official when you get a business card. But I'm actually going to show you, just for the sake of the camera, something a little bit bigger. So this is Luxunis and its brand. Hopefully you can see it really good. It's a beautiful logo that was created by my daughter. She created that. I love that so much. It means a lot. It's very, very magical. So changes have happened, substantial and moving forward, and being able to solidify all the changes that have been going on. It's really important. It's vital, in fact, to believe in what you're doing. You're the first person when you're making changes in your life that you need to believe in the changes you're making. If you are not on board with them, guess what? The chances are you're not going to be very successful, and nobody else is going to be on board with your changes. It doesn't matter if you need them on board with you, but just moving forward, especially if it's in a business or if it's in a relationship, you have to start with you first. Then you move outward, right? Your inner circle, and then that spiral expands the more you work with you first. It's very, very important. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So there's all these changes that are happening, and how do you feel in them? What sort of disciplines are you having to create for yourself? What sort of magic are you starting to believe and feel about the changes you've made, or the discipline you need to start taking on for yourself? Thank you so much. Yes, those are actually postcards. I do have my actual business card. Those are the postcards in my business cards. Since we're doing show and tell real quickly, these are my business cards right here. I will show you one real quick. They're square. And on the back, it's at a diagonal, my name. So those are them. Thank you for letting me show them to you. I was so excited I got them in today. We had crazy weather here in Minnesota, so they were delayed, gosh, like a while, a little bit of time. And so having those, it's kind of exciting to do them today. Hi, Adam. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Hi, Marcy. I'm so glad you're here. So yeah, so going forward with this new way of being in your life, with this new way of all the things that you've gone through this last year and into now, what changes are you now solidifying? What changes are you ready to really just dig deep and go, you know what, for the long haul, for a sustainable amount of time, this is the time to use the energy for. Okay, so we're going to get into a meditation. I really want you to think about that. What changes have you invoked? What ideas have you started to manifest this year? Not last year. Last year was more of the changes that needed to happen. So like the uprooting started to happen, a little bit of the chaos. And now we're taking that chaos and we're making something with it. We're creating with it. And it's something that is supposed to be substantial. So this is not, like I said, like the fire magic. That's just a really quick, fast, igniting, moving forward. This is something that is going to have to take root. It's going to take maybe a little bit longer to see results for, but they will be sustainable results. They will be something that will last you and take you into whenever it is you're ready to make changes with them. So, oh, I'm so glad. Autumn says, I just got the app installed so I could chat. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. Yay. So yeah, so think about that, okay? Think about that tonight. We have so many energies, especially with Aquarius being in the air, that beautiful air sign. They're about, also what I love about Aquarians, I have two in my family. What I love about them is they never want to be a part of the status quo. They're always looking to do things differently, to do things uniquely, to do things that are their own. And they may have to look at things from a different angle, but in doing so, they are very authentic to who they are. They're very authentic people when they decide that they're going to start doing things their own way versus following the status quo. And so with that energy, we can utilize that as we're making these substantial changes, to not follow the way another person's doing it, to do it the way we feel good about it, and to sustain ourselves by getting on board first and fully. Sometimes when we make changes, especially if they're like out of our comfort zone, we may go and question it and go, you know, I know I need to do this and I feel good about it, but how is it going to be interpreted? And even though we like to say, who cares about what other people think about what we're doing? And for the most part, we may be that. Sometimes we get those inner voices that question where we are. Like I said, the ego likes to challenge us and say, are you really ready to make those changes? Are you really ready to adopt a new way of being in the world? And so then you'll get a lot of that happening. And it's scary. But I believe those challenges are to benefit us. so that we can say, heck yeah, I'm ready. Or, you know what, let me really think about things. Am I really sure? Yeah, I am. Let's go for it. Or, you know what, I thought this is what I really wanted. And actually that looks good. And, you know, making the changes and being able to shift in your life. So there's that. And Marcy's saying that is her daughter's one as well. And that is her too. Yes. And I love that. I love that because they give themselves permission to be outside the box. And they, even though it might be uncomfortable for them, they prefer to be outside the box than in a box. So we can learn a lot from this energy that is present for us. And so right now in this dark moon, it's really great to really think about the things that may be holding you back for goals or disciplines that you have for your life and that you deeply desire. So that when February 7th, 8th, around there comes, when the sliver shows herself in the sky, you're able to move forward in your magic. You're able to really launch and solidify what you truly want. And that is a beautiful, beautiful way. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples before we go into our meditation of things that you can do to solidify your magic, is to think of something symbolically, which you will receive today through your the meditation we do, and translate it to, it could be a paper, something that is earth based in the sense of, it could be paper, it could be a piece of wood, it could be on a bay leaf, something where you can write it out and bury it somewhere by your front door. Now here in Minnesota, good luck trying to bury anything. The ground is frozen, but we can use a house plant and put it by your front door until you can transfer it in your home. When it's for you who are more climates, you know what to do. So we do the front door always, because that's welcoming in the energies, that's welcoming in any of those things in that we are working on. Okay, so that's why the front. Now once we've obtained them and it's something that we want to keep in our lives, that's when we bury it in the back, because in the back of our home, by the back door, so even by our favorite tree, right? So it becomes part of that energy, and that's to sustain what it is, the work that we've done, and to allow Mother Earth to take care of itself. So I really want you to be in the space of, what is it that you really are ready to do the earth magic for? What is it that you're really wanting? I mean, you may not see the results right away, but you're going to see the long lasting, sustained effort as time goes on. So it needs to take root. It needs to do its thing. Like trees, you know, they don't grow right away, but when they do, and they really take root, a healthy tree will last more than our lifetime, some of those trees. Okay, so if you haven't set your stage yet, I mean, in the sense of your space, you haven't set your stage, you haven't staged, I ask you to do that now. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again just to offer it to you. So my gosh, I love doing this. When I see this, you know, I've been working. My almost at the very, very end, sage nub. Okay, I love this. So I will be using this tonight because I'm all about utilizing every bit of it. And this has been such a dear friend, my little sage nub here. So I offer some to you. To me, it feels so good. And just really offering to those who've gone before and those who will go after. We always honor our ancestors in this space, because, you know, they know and see much more than we do. They have such a different vantage point. And Magic 101 or Energy 101 will say that once you've created a void, you need to fill it with something, or basically you just create a neutral space. So I fill it with intention. I burn this, what's called the 7 Directions wand. If you're interested in it, message me. Such a beautiful, beautiful combination of a lot of different herbs that invoke blessing. And so we offer to the ancestors and invite their blessing in, to the unknown that are here to gift us and here to guide us. And we take that in now. Love those embers. And so just close your eyes now. Taking all of that goodness, and just taking all of that was offered to you, and just close your eyes and take a couple of breaths with me. And as we inhale, I want you to picture just your soul, like your energy, just all these fragmented pieces throughout the day, the things that we've thought about, worried about. We've even kids who live maybe far away, or a loved one, or a pet, or just even yourself and your environment. You know, we have our energies out everywhere. So as we inhale, I want you to just picture them coming back to you, just kind of snapping back into place. And as you hold your breath, feel them coming back to you, returning to you. And as you exhale, really empty your lungs out and release anything that is not serving for your highest good or interest. Again, inhale deeply, calling your magic, your energy, your source of truth back to you, holding it. And as you exhale, really release any tension, any worry or concern. One last breath, inhale. Giving yourself permission to be in this space with us all together, powerful people on right now. Hold it. And as you exhale, really emptying out everything that isn't working for your highest good. Now, with your eyes still closed, I want you to look in and up toward your third eye, the space here right where my bindi is. And then allow yourself to just ignite and activate that inner eye, which people would call the sages call the true eyes. The one that sees past illusion, the one that sees past anything that would take away from truth. You see past all those things, and this eye can see is all-knowing, kind of representative of the all-knowing eye that we see. That's even on our dollar bill. So as you have your eyes in and up, looking at your third eye, I want you to imagine all of us sitting in a great big circle, wherever we may be in the world, watching this live or watching this and recording afterwards. We're all sitting in a great big circle. And I want you to focus on your heart chakra, space here in your chest. This space is where unconditional love and compassion reside very powerfully, so where we feel them. This is the channel for them. This is where we feel those things for a reason. And I want you to picture a beautiful spiral, illuminating and brilliant. And allow this spiral to expand, spinning outwardly until it engulfs all of your body. Now feel and draw your attention to the person sitting on your left and extend this energy to them. They receive it through their right side, and it connects with their heart spiral, their chakra energy. And it releases through their left side to connect with the person sitting on their left, and they receive it through their right. And so it goes clockwise in a great big circle, going around and around, connecting in heart space. Until you find this energy coming back to you now through your right side. And allow this energy to just connect, be part of you. Notice the colors, the vibrancy. Notice how you feel now compared to when you first started. Is there a difference? Just feel it now and accept it now as you spiral this energy and you become one with the circle where there is no beginning or end. And from this space, with this connection, we invoke the directions. We turn our hearts and attentions to the east, the element of air, where the sun rises, where thought begins. And we invite the element of air into our circle. We step into the space, becoming one with the air, with the fluid thought, with genius, with ideas, with the powerful, mighty winged ones. We become air. Now turning our hearts and directions to the south, to the element of fire, to the dragon breath, to the kundalini, to creative spark. We step into the eternal flame and become one with the fire. We invite the fire into our circle. It gives us life, sustains us, especially in these cold winter months here. Being one with the flame, we burn through any resistance, any illusion, and welcome in that sacred fire. And turning our hearts and attentions to the west, the element of water, where the ebb and the flow, the intuitive waters record all history, herstory. We step into Pachamama's embiotic fluid, becoming one in an endless ocean, one drop, all united. We become one with this water and invite this water into our circle, ebbing and flowing without beginning, without end. And turning our hearts and directions to the north, to the element of earth, to Pachamama herself, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, to the elemental kingdoms, the crystal kingdoms, our plant and crystal allies. We become rooted in the soil. We become part of the soil. We become a part of the bones of our ancestors, of even us in past lives that we have lived before, and those who will live after. Our DNA etched in them. We become one with this soil that speaks of many, many paths. We invite the element of earth into our circle and turning our hearts and directions to the center, to the Spirit, Father, Great Spirit, and our ancestors. We call upon that inner knowing to awaken and arise, that which has no name. We call them to step closer, to guide us into this night, that all will be done for the highest good. And with our hearts beating as one, our voices as one, we say, Aho, it is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. And so it is. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to this circle and welcome to this beautiful shift. I love how that happens. So tonight, think about what you're ready to plant deep, what you're ready to see the fruition of that will last way well past this year. So now with our eyes closed, I want you to go back into that space. I want you to feel, not think, feel what is the greatest thing that you need right now? Feel it. Look at your body, kind of start at the top of your head and scan your body, kind of going into that space of asking the question, what do I really need right now? And it doesn't have to be on a physical level. It could be very spiritual. Start at your head, moving downward, almost like you're scanning your body, going past your eyes, your mouth, your throat. What do I really need right now? A word might pop into your head or you might feel it. Be with that. Accept it in and be with that. Going down into your chest, your belly, your lower limbs, your arms, your hands, your knees, your calves, your feet, until you go down into the earth. What do I really need right now? Now, I want you to think about what you just received. It could be a word, it could be a feeling, and be in that space right there. I want you to imagine a beautiful vortex opens up in front of you. Okay, just close your eyes and imagine. In a vortex, you define what that vortex looks like. It looks like different things for different people. And this vortex opens up like a great big entry point. And stepping through this vortex is a representation of What do you really need right now? It hovers right in front of you. It could be an object, it could be a person, a being, it could be a feeling. But I want you to ask it, how do you become part of me? How can I accept this more readily into my life? Be with the answer or feel the answer. How can I accept what I need more readily into my life? How can I become one? And now what has come through your vortex now leaves. The vortex closes, but still keep your eyes closed, feeling this information. Now I want you to ask yourself, what do I look like with this complete new embodiment? What do I look like once I've become one with what it is I really need? Again, a vortex opens in front of you. It appears and opens in front of you. And out steps a representation of yourself. Accept what you see and feel it. Understanding that it is as easy as choosing to adopt this way of being into your life. Now, this version of yourself may have information for you. So go ahead and take this moment to ask, what is needed? How do I do this? What information do you have for me? Now thank this version of yourself, blessing it, giving it an absolute energy of appreciation. Watch it step through the vortex, closing now. I want you just to sit in your body now, right now with your eyes closed. Notice what you feel, if anything at all. I want you to turn your attention as you scan back up again from your feet, up your legs, up your hands and your arms, up your lower torso, up your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, past your mouth, your eyes, to the top of your forehead and your head. And notice the difference from when you first started. How do you feel now? And when you're ready, open your eyes. You may want to write down what you received. You may want to just be in that space. It's good to write it down because we're in these just intense moments, and when we open our eyes, we're like, wow, okay, let me write this down before you move on with your evening, or you move on with whatever it is you need to do. You can forget what you've captured in this stillness, right? We give ourselves permission to do that. It solidifies it more. I always feel that way anyways, especially me. When I write it down, I can see it versus just internalize it. So you might want to do that right now. How was that for you? Were you surprised by what you saw? How was that? For me, I love it because I am actually shocked when I see the version of me that I need. When I see it coming forward, it's a revelation sometimes for me. Because, you know, you think sometimes you have a handle on certain things and you might skip a couple of things, especially if you're responsible for more than just yourself. Even if you say you're a manager, you may not have, say, kids or a significant other, but you have just things that you're over. You can kind of skip over yourself and kind of focus on what needs to be done. Your job duties, or, you know, your fur babies, or however. Sometimes we get into that doing for others, or being present in a different space that we hardly take the time to scan our own selves and see what we need. So how was that? So going into this now, your job is to solidify it somehow, even more so. Remember, we talked about working with earth energy. I want you to take, it could be a piece of paper. It could be, I love parchment paper that is colored. Let me see if I have an example of it. I sure do. Parchment paper that is colored, kind of like earth energy. I love using this stuff to write down or to do some sort of symbol. Maybe you saw a symbol in your vision, in your work, and bury it in, like I said, the front of your house somewhere close by. If you live in an apartment, a house plant, something that you can welcome by your front door. And why you're doing that is because you really want to welcome in those energies, and it'll sustain you in a connection because your energy is on that paper. So when it's in the earth, when you've buried it, that your energy is there as well, and you're able to allow it to grow and to become and morph into what it is that you need. It'll assist you energetically. Oh, Autumn, you're so cute. She talks about her daughter was playing in the other room and her son knocked on the door. I know what that feels like. You can always go back and do that part again if you need to. We have a lot of that happens here. So going into this space, what can you do now to solidify, to work a little bit more on these goals, okay? And going into that new moon, the new moon phase, do some sort of ritual around it. If it's going into seeing yourself again and what was shown to you as you already have whatever it is that you desire or need in your life, allow yourself to invoke that vision again and be with that. You may want to light a candle. You may want to sit in silence and be excited about that coming. You may want to just celebrate the fact that you have given yourself a breakthrough and permission to take on what you need and allow it to become part of you. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. So I love it, mommy stuff. So yes, give yourself permission to do that for yourself. Give yourself permission to take this to the next level. So we have the basics, right? You have the information, or if you don't, because of distraction, go back and do this part of the ritual. That's why I love that it's recorded as well. And give yourself the permission to see what you need to see, visit what you need to visit. And then in the next coming days, ask yourself, what resistance do I have to this happening? What can I work on right now? And take steps toward this, and then launch it on the new moon. And what I mean by launch it, that means allow yourself to create some sort of sacred space. Kind of like an example would be, this is considered my sacred space. I hold it for whenever I do ritual here for the dark moon publicly, and also for the sisterhood that is private. And I change this altar to reflect upon what it is that work we're doing. So give yourself space, something. A lot of you already have your own altars or your ritual space that you can, it doesn't have to be too elaborate. It can be very simple, but somewhere where you can connect and visualize and get excited and fuel that vision with as much emotion as possible, because emotion is the key to launching it. Okay. So, Autumn has a really great question. She says, I'm about to move. Should I wait to get to my new house, moving in about a month, or wait until the next new moon? I would not wait, Autumn. What I would even do is, if you would like to, get a house plant and bury it there by your front door. Take that with you. That's actually very symbolic to your new place. And there you can bury it fully into the ground. So think of it as a temporary space, asking your houseplant for permission, a beautiful, beautiful ally that can hold the space for you while you're transitioning. Definitely don't wait, because you're in these energies right now. That's why I bring up this exercise now, because it's to launch it forward for you. Does that make sense? So you can always alter it. That's a really, really great question for those who are moving. Or maybe their space is temporary. Houseplants you can get them at the store, even at the grocery store, for like $3 or $4. So you can use something that you can sustain as you're making the transition, which is beautiful, which is really beautiful. Congratulations on your move, by the way. You're welcome. So now, okay, I wanted to announce something to everybody who has been here and may not be part of the sisterhood. For those who are not part of the sisterhood, I was guided as I'm making all of these changes. You talk about last year and all the different things that were shifting. A lot of you don't know that Luxunis has what's called the Shakti Spiral Sisterhood, or maybe you have known and you wanted to join the Shakti Spiral Sisterhood. We're opening up our doors come March 1st, and it's going to be free. Now, you will have to answer certain questions to apply to get in, but the sisterhood is going to be free. From there, you can take classes and courses that will be offered, and you have to pay for those. And once they're yours, and you can have them indefinitely. They're on PDF form, and so you can download them onto your computer, and you can have those with you. But the sisterhood is going to be free. And let me tell you a little bit really quickly about the sisterhood. Phenomenal group of people. We've been over a year now. It is truly a powerful tribe. If you want to become part of something where people are respected and respectful, where they hold each other in love, and it's drama-free. Thank you, Goddess. Drama-free, where they can come and you can be yourself, but you can also be held as well as holding other people in the space that they need. This is a really great place. The people there are just, I love the sisterhood. The Shakti Spiral Sisterhood, we've built it together, and it is so, when I mean by together, I mean myself and the people in the sisterhood. It is so beautiful, and I've grown to just love each and every person that is there. So if you are wanting to join, what you can do is shoot me an email, okay? And I will leave. I'm going to put it actually in the chat real quick, but it's going to be info@luxunis.com. You can even also do it on Facebook if you'd like. Okay. And on there, I want you to tell me why you would want to join the sisterhood. Okay. I want to get to know who you are, because it's important that we keep this energy going for the sisterhood. So it won't be charged, but we're going to be selective of who we allow into our circle. So not because not everybody is worthy, but it may be, and if you don't get selected, it could be just right now is not the right time. Maybe you have to do some work or go through a certain transition until you can always apply later on. But this is a space that is very, very, we're going to very powerful things, and we're taking our lessons and launching things to a very powerful space. So while it will be free, there will be a selection process. And so I just want you to know why you would be drawn and why you feel guided to join the Shakti Spiral Sisterhood. And we would love to have you there. Yes, Candy can attest. It's a beautiful, beautiful sister in the sisterhood. And she says right now, our sisterhood is amazing and no drama. I love that. Thank you, Candy. And we have become a family. And like I said, we are expanding now. We're expanding our circle and our reach. And we have sisters from all over the world. In fact, I believe even Kathy is on, Kathy Adley. She's our sister from down under. I love her so much. And I'm so happy you're able to be here, Kathy. So yes, allow yourself to think about that. If you want to be part of a really amazing group of people, we learn and do a lot of different things. This might be the place for you. And you can always find us online too on Facebook. So with that being said, if you have any questions, you can message me on info@luxunis.com, or you can even do it on Facebook, the Messenger. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Wade, for asking that question. I know it's a sisterhood. Are men allowed? Yes. We have a fantastic brother that is part of the sisterhood. And Patrick Wallace says, yes, it's true. So yes, we use the word sisterhood because we're breaking out of the tradition, just like the word brotherhood is used and sisters are in the brotherhood. We're doing it the opposite way too. It's important that men feel comfortable being in the word sisterhood. It's not just exclusive to women. So I do that. We did that for a purpose and a reason. So yes, if you feel called to join, Wade, we'd love to have you. So like I said, it's not just about one. It's about understanding and changing the anatomy of the way that we think of certain structures, and changing the way and challenging the way of the way things have been done. So yes, oh yes, infinite magic, Meg, I love it, is there too. That's right, Patrick Wallace. We all come from the goddess. It's pretty amazing man there. Anyhow, so yes, shoot me an email. Go on Facebook. You can message me there, Shakti Wallace, or you can go on Luxunis Facebook page, and you can also message me there. Okay. So let's go ahead and close our eyes now. And just take a couple of deep breaths just to take in everything that was shared tonight, all of the envisioning, all of the things that you've received, and just solidify them with our breath and giving life to them. So just take a deep breath and inhale, calling all of your energy back to you. And as you exhale, just releasing what just didn't work. Take in what worked, release the rest. And from this space, we thank the beloved All-Mother, the beloved All-Father, the sacred unknown, great spirit, our ancestors, and our guides and guardians for being here this evening. Thank you for being part of our circle. We turn our hearts and directions to the north, element of earth. Thank you for being part of our circle. Turning our direction to the west, element of water. Thank you for being part of our circle. Turning our hearts and directions to the south, element of fire. Thank you for being part of our circle. Turning our hearts and directions. Thank you for being part of our circle. And with your eyes closed, I want you to just open up your heart chakra. We call on the Divine One energy to cleanse our fields, cleanse us, sustain us as we go through the rest of this evening and into this new year, with a powerful compass and guide to direct and navigate, clearing any debris from this ritual or anything that may be going on in our lives at this time. And we send love and compassion and support to each one in the circle now, whether you're watching live or in a recording, knowing that you are held and you are seen and you are supported in many more ways than you could possibly imagine. You are seen and you are heard and you are loved and valued. Now release the energy through your right side. All that was shared with you, release it through your right side and watch it go counterclockwise around the circle, unspiraling, 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 until it comes back to you through your left side. And with your spiral energy still extended, imagine a powerful, great, bright light, a beautiful flame, just washing over you, purifying you, clearing out anything that doesn't need to be there. And now coil in your heart chakra energy, your beautiful spiral, turning your hands down now and your feet placed firmly on the ground. Extend this energy down now into the center of Mother Earth. Let her fill you with support, sustain you. Also release to her any residual energy. Really send and shoot that energy down. Anything that you no longer need from this ritual, so you don't get that ritual hangover. Just allow yourself to be supported, rooted. And as you take a deep breath, as you inhale, bring your arms up overhead, coming together as you exhale into prayer pose and landing in your heart chakra. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of this circle. We come together every dark moon here on this channel on YouTube. If you want to continue more, to go to the full moon. If you want to learn more with the Shakti Spiral Sisterhood, I invite you to apply. And even though the doors will be open on March 1st, you can start applying at any time to become part of this beautiful, beautiful sacred circle of sisterhood. So much love to you. May all that you've worked on tonight, may you see the fruition and the rooting of. So much love. Mwah.